good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to episode 457 of Film Bastards. My name is Ian Loring, and as always, I'm joined by...
Matt Foster, hello everybody.
I'm Becky Foster, hello everyone.
Hello, one and all. Coming up on this week's show, it's a prequel nobody wanted, but it's here. And do people like it? Who knows? We'll find out. It's Orphan First Kill. Also, Kevin Bacon talking about how there's no Wi-Fi, but you'd think that he's going to say, but with EE, you're covered because of more mobile broadband in They/Them. And we're going to have a catch-up review of the Jamie Foxx, Dave Franco Netflix content of the week, Day Shift. Also, news, trailers, what we've been watching, Twitter questions, and patreon.com/filmbastards, where Let's Get Physical is no more. Unfortunately. I hate to break this to people.
Yeah, you
dog-related mishap.
Yeah, you had an accident.
Don't want to talk about it.
No, let's not talk about it.
Don't want to talk about it. Let's not talk about it. But the Bastards box office report will be back at some point. I've been busy. Fuck you. And Film Bastards get effed. I wasn't able to get to The Wicker Man, so we don't have that either. So to be honest, actually, patrons, you've had a lot of content, and you had a special episode, so sorry, and normal service will resume. We're sorry, but pay us $2 a month anyway.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not?
That was the perfect time.
There's loads of content. There's a new Hellraiser film coming out in October.
You're shitting me.
We talked about...
Is there?
Oh, did you not know about... Oh, Mark. It's directed by David Bruckner.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right, so Hellraiser 2022.
It's a Hulu original, so it's probably going to be on Disney Plus over here.
And is it like a remake or a...
Yep.
What the fuck? Alright, that's actually quite interesting then.
Yep. It's debuting as part of Huluween. A young woman struggling with addiction comes into possession of an ancient puzzle box, unaware that its purpose is to summon the Cenobites, a group of sadistic supernatural beings from another dimension. And I believe the person playing Pinhead is non-binary.
Oh, of course, yes, I remember now.
I thought we talked about that before.
Yes. Yeah. Alright, fucking A. Yeah, let's fucking go.
I mean, yeah, I'm not... I'd rather not watch another Hellraiser film, but if I was going to watch one, I'd watch one directed by David Bruckner.
That's it,
so,
yeah. And written by...
Let's go.
Yeah, written by the guys who wrote Night House as well.
Yep.
And, yeah.
But yes, so, there is a Hellraiser coming, October 7th. We reviewed all the Hellraiser films on the Patreon last year.
Yep. And for people who don't subscribe, we didn't review them and talk about them for an hour as one block. We reviewed them as 2 a week for 5 weeks.
Yep. I think anywhere between half hour and 45-minute episodes if memory serves.
Yeah.
Talking about the bloody Hellraiser films, and my God, is there some shite in there?
Yeah, there is. We probably did there about 3.5, 4 hours worth of Hellraiser chat. Yeah. Based on that, I've never kind of sat back, and this is blowing us the smoke up our own asses here, but I've never sat back and actually thought about that that as a podcast we did essentially a mini-series that, if you added it all together, would be a 4-hour podcast about the Hellraiser films.
Right.
That's not bad.
How long do you think the Beginner's Guide to Bondage series was? Do you know what I mean?
It was almost as long as the time it took to do from inception.
Fucking right. Fucking right. But there is a lot of extra content on the Patreon feed. Like, there's a really, really big amount of extra content. The fucking the top 100 of the decade that we did in like January 2020. There's like 2 hours extra of that where we did like 100 through to 20, I think it was.
God, yeah, me and you did that, didn't we?
Yep.
Forgot about that.
So, you know, I mean, like, there is so much extra content on there, and it's $2 a month. So, you know, there we go. But we'll be back with Film Bastards Get F next week, and then we'll see where we go from there with the next marathon. But we are also a Pod Syndicate podcast, so please listen to Mike-minded shows like The Iron Sequel, Toonstroker vs. Punter, his film Her Movie, The Rewatch Project, Entertainment Landfill. Great stuff. And let's get into it. So, Mark, Becky, any film news that has struck you so far this week?
Well, and I don't want to go into too much detail about the whole Cineworld thing, but this it's not news as such. More a news article I read and then wanted to hunt down the person that wrote it, and I'm not gonna lie, murder him, but not because what he wrote was complete nonsense, which it was. I'll get into the nonsense of it. But just because not only was it nonsense and complete fucking crap, it's just that it was the most self-centered crap I've possibly ever read about anything. So, for anyone out there who doesn't know, the parent company that owns Cineworld, or Cineworld, or the branch of Cineworld Group within this big conglomerate that owns Cineworld, is about to declare that Cineworld is going bankrupt. So, it's in all likelihood the fact is that in some form or another, Cineworld is going to end up fucking closing. Now, this isn't the death of cinema thing. This was going to happen pre-pandemic anyway. The reasoning behind it is not because cinemas aren't making enough money or anything like that. It is because you have a big company that took on too much debt, is the reasoning behind it. It is definitely not because there was not enough fucking screenings next week of the new George Miller film. It's not because of that. It's not because there wasn't as many IMAX screenings for Everything Everywhere All at Once as there was for Top Gun Maverick. They are not the reasons, right? Right. But the article, so I'm not going to talk about that. What I want to is the article. Now, I haven't even remembered the guy's name in case I ever did meet him, in the small chance, and I wouldn't have been able to stop myself from punching him on the nose. Basically started with the fact that it was the death of the cinema-going experience. And that this was it. And the reason was that I looked at my local Cineworld, and all there was playing there was, and he went through the films, right? And he said it was DC League of Super Pets, Minions Rise of Gru, Encanto, Dragon Ball Z, Top Gun Maverick, Thor Love and Thunder, 3 Bollywood movies, Nope, and Orphan First Kill.
It's a very wide selection,
right?
Isn't it?
That's 11 films that he listed, right?
Yeah.
And then he listed the reasons for why he didn't want to see them. So he was like, well, I don't have kids, so that rules out the first 4. It's like, oh yeah, because you know, only people who have kids can enjoy those movies, right? But my other point, next point there would be, it's the kids' holidays, dickhead. Next was, well, I don't like Bollywood movies, so that's those 3 out. Right, I'm going to hazard a guess here and say you've never seen a Bollywood movie, and just because you don't like something doesn't mean to say that cinema shouldn't cater for it. And I'm not one of the biggest advocates for Cineworld. I do have a Cineworld card. I do enjoy going. I've never had a problem with staff or anything there, but they could be a lot better. But the one thing they do is they show a lot of Bollywood. And we, in this country, have large Asian communities. And it's not just Asian communities that enjoy Bollywood, right? So there's those. He then said, I don't like horror, so that rules out Orphan First Kill and Nope. Well, Nope's a sci-fi film, you dickhead. And the last 2 films I saw at the cinema were Thor: Love and Thunder and Top Gun Maverick. Like, right, we're going to see fucking Top Gun again then.
There's not going to be something out every week.
What does he want to watch?
But that was it. Yeah, exactly. But
Not going to go every week.
Yeah.
That's not the idea.
But the thing there is, there was if there'd been 3 films on, or 4 films, or 5 films, fair enough. But there was 11 films on at the cinema, his local Cineworld. And he basically came up with all of these nonsense reasons for why he didn't want to see them. That's not Cineworld's problem. That's not cinema's problem. That's your personality's problem. You, occasionally, people have to admit, maybe I'm the dickhead here, and he was the dickhead.
And so, I mean, this. So, I got thoughts about this whole thing. So, first off, it has been quite a dry run August, like relatively speaking. If you are a mainstream film fan, as this guy aggressively seems to be, I suppose maybe you had Bullet Train at the start of the month, but Nope is pretty fucking mainstream. The floodgates will be opening. Like, there's good, solid, not blockbuster stuff, but solid stuff coming pretty much every week now, from up until I don't even know when. Now, the things about Cineworld, like you said, Mark, it is a badly run company that basically leveraged debt against itself, just betting that there would be banger after banger after banger. So when Cineworld themselves are saying lack of blockbuster products hurting us, I do sympathise, but at the same time, they made a bet. Now, View and Odeon are not reporting anything like this. AMC, who own Odeon, actually reported decent earnings in the last couple of weeks. So this is very specifically a Cineworld problem. Now, in terms of what it means for like diversity in cinema, yes, the Bollywood and Seagull and cinema like that, like Cineworld, have been absolutely fantastic with, and that I would be worried about that if you know, and I am worried about that. But also, there are so many things that Cineworld could have done to, you know, like varied programming, bringing back older films and things like that. Like, the Odeon are very good at doing retro screenings, so a Showcase. And it feels like Cineworld just steadfastly refused to do that. They'd rather have another 3 screens of Thor: Love and Thunder. Now, unfortunately, Top Gun Maverick is by far and away the biggest hit of the summer. Thor: Love and Thunder, I think, is only on about 750 million worldwide. Like, that thing very much tailed off, and it didn't get the repeat viewings, and it didn't become the behemoth in July that Cineworld were obviously expecting. I have so much sympathy for the fucking Cineworld staff, because lest we forget, during the whole furlough thing, they basically tried to fire and rehire them. And they have not covered themselves in glory at all. I think that the outpouring of "oh no, what a tragedy" it's nuanced, and I feel like there's not a lot of people going "fuck 'em," which is, you know, fair enough, but there are a lot of people who seem to be very, how dare you say that it's not the worst thing in the world that Cineworld might be closing down. And look, in the end of the day, Cineworld is a brand. They will be sold to someone if it does go down that point, that trajectory. And honestly, I think they'll survive, because some other fucking company, like, I don't know, venture capital company or something like that, will buy them for pennies on the pound.
Yeah.
Will then be able to have a viable business.
Yeah, we'll rebrand and look at it. Whatever company will have a red and black logo that means that all they have to do is take a few signs down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. I mean, it'd be stupid. They'll either be snapped up by one of the other chains, or, like you say, they'll...
Yeah.
They do need to do better, though. Whoever takes it over, if that is
Yeah.
what happens, they need to do better. You can't have a cinema where there's nothing fucking showing till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's not a good business model.
No, they have not dealt with everything very well. You can't have what is it where you a cinema where you make such a big deal over the unlimited card and then have an app that is so bad that it thinks I'm you.
It's shit. And you can't even, like, we used to be able to on the app, I could just put Mark's card number in and book both our tickets.
Yeah.
Can't do that anymore. So we have to sit there, both of us next to each other going, right, which seat are you in? Oh, I'm in blah. All right, I'll book blah. Right, click confirm now.
Yeah, to make sure we get both the seats.
It's fucking stupid. It is shit. The app's shit. The screening times are shit.
But it's like, it's also that, like, that monkeying about that they did with Unlimited. It's like, I'm paying like a $5 less a month than I think actually no, I got an annual fucking thing, and because it's this Group 1 one through work, I got it for less than £100. Less than £100 for a fucking year of cinema. It's a hell of a deal. It's also insane. It's like that Movie Pass thing in the US, where it was like, yeah, give us $10 a month, we'll give you a card and you can go see anything basically anywhere and we'll front up the cost. And that business fucking collapsed. I wonder why. And, you know, this is the thing. It's like whenever... I mean, this information might be a few years out of date, and if anything, I'd imagine that the cost is more now. But basically, whenever an unlimited ticket is sold, the distributor gets... it is charged at a rate of £3. So whatever, like, that the exhibitor gets out of that, they get out of it, etc. So, and that was a few years back. It's probably more like £4, £5 now. It's basic, like, so essentially, if I go to the cinema twice in a month at Cineworld, I start eating into Cineworld's like fucking margins, and it's all you can eat cinema, apart from like IMAX and all that kind of stuff. It's a nuts business practice. Like Odeon, after COVID, when they opened up again last year, they were like, right, for the first 3 months it'll be $9.99 a month. Then they raised it to $12.99 a month. Now it's $14.99 a month. So I'm now at the point where I've cancelled my Odeon Limitless, because I'm like, I'm not paying $14.99 a month when I've got that Cineworld stuff. And it's like, now as well, a bit of a benefit for me, fucking like now with a car, I can get a decent fucking charge, pay a few quid, and if I also am going into work that day, if I go to work, park up, charge, go see a film after, it costs me less than a train ticket into Cardiff. I have charged my car with free electricity, essentially, and I'm seeing a film basically for free. So it's like, it doesn't make any sense for me to go to Odeon. And I know that's a very specific situation, but more people will get electric cars and that kind of thing could happen in the future. But what I'm trying to say is, it's like, at the moment, I am Cineworld's problem, because I'm not buying any of their fucking concessions. I am going there multiple times a month, sometimes multiple times a fucking week. I went to the cinema 3 times this weekend.
Nice.
3 fucking times. You know, and I don't do that every weekend, but already I am losing Cineworld money. And I'm not going to pay... yeah, sorry. Yeah, go on.
So, I mean, yeah, at the moment, we're probably making Cineworld money because we've not been at Cineworld as much recently, have we?
No.
But, for instance, when we were...
last time we did, it was IMAX.
Yeah. When we were... but, like, for instance, when we were in York and Cineworld opened around in York, we were going 4 or 5 times a week. You know, and that was every week. You know, I think we went 1 week. I think we went 7 times in a week, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It
I feel like there was more out at the time, though. Like, you couldn't do that now. And the thing is, like that week when we went an awful lot, we had a day off. We went in the morning. We saw a film. We saw another film. We saw another film in the evening. We went home. You can't do that now because they don't show anything until mid-afternoon. But the thing is, if you're there for that amount of time, at some point between movies, you are going to buy some popcorn, buy a drink, buy some sweets.
And I don't know. It just, their projection standards are poor. They have by far the longest ads and trailers of any of the fucking chains by a fucking
that's
mile.
That's become a very big bugbear for us, hasn't it, Bex?
I
The thing
hate
is,
it.
I have no issue, just to put it out there, in cinemas. I have no issue with adverts, and I have no issue with trailers. Part and parcel of going to the cinema, perfectly fine with it. However, what I am starting to take umbrage with is the...
These trailers are specially selected for you.
Yeah. These are supposed to be selected for you, then 2 Cineworld adverts, 2 trailers, then 2 Cineworld adverts, then please respect all of us by not talking on your phone, then a Pepsi Max advert that makes me hate Pepsi Max, and I fucking love Pepsi Max, and then another 2 Cineworld adverts, then the fucking film.
I know you do IMAX. I know you do VIP. I know you do that fucking stupid kid club thing. Leave me alone.
Another thing that annoys me. Do you get the VIP advert at yours, Ian?
No.
Right.
No.
Right. We get the VIP advert probably because there's a VIP one at York. Because I don't think we've ever had it at the Hull one, but I'm not sure. We've been for a while at the Hull one, haven't we?
No, but I don't think we've had it until very recently at the York one either.
One of the reasons why I don't like that advert is it's shot at the York one, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I know one of the guys that they have as the customers, and he's a cunt. Right? So every time I watch it, I'm looking at him going, he's a fucking cunt, that guy.
Well, and also, it's all based around, like, it's like Downton Abbey thing,
Yeah.
isn't it? Well, Downton Abbey was out fucking ages ago.
Yeah.
Don't make adverts that you're going to show for, like, a year based around one film.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, as well, right, if I get locked in a lift, I am not getting out my Cineworld card and going, maybe this will work if I swipe it down in between the lift.
Like that one as well. And the Be More Childish one, where they all bully that H that's at the end of Childish, and he looks really sad at the end. Hate that. Poor fucking letter.
It's a fair point.
We'll see what comes out of the wash there, but it's like I don't know. If that business doesn't survive, another business will take up the brand name and fucking just relaunch it.
Yeah.
You know, it's in the end of the day, they piled on shitloads of debt going, we're going to be in the money, offered the fucking Moody Greniger or whatever his name is, the guy who like runs it, got a fucking insane bonus package like agreed, and like a really like high compensation in the last like review of his earnings. It's a poorly run business, and the chickens have come home to roost, and you don't hear any of this with Odeon, View, Everyman, Showcase. You know, like they are fine. So this is nothing to do with the quality of cinema, and you know the way that some films have made money over the last few months is making studios go, actually shit, we do still need to release stuff theatrically. You look at the fucking hard pivot that Warner Brothers have done, and now they're all about fucking theatrical again.
I mean,
and it just
to mildly move the news thing on, did you see that thing about the director of Batgirl logging onto the server and finding that they've literally just deleted
All the footage.
all the footage? How somebody has pointed out, it's probably they've not deleted the footage. They have probably just moved it from an active server to an inactive server. However, it does seem odd that they have not told the actual filmmaker that they have done that.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, this is the thing, right? It's like you've got that, but then also there was a report out yesterday where like the Warner Brothers chief has basically said Matt Reeves can do whatever the fuck he wants at Warner Brothers. We want to be a home for filmmakers and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
it's like
which
you
was
sure
strange.
haven't fucking exhibited that. Yeah,
Because a couple of days before, that seems like that was because was it Deadline put out a thing saying that they'd heard rumblings that the Batman 2 had been put on like on the back burner and was in danger of not happening. And then 2 days later, it was Matt Reeves is signed up to the Batman 2 and can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Which is, I mean, it's wild because then also this Caped Crusader animated series that him and J.J. Abrams are producing, it's been announced that's not going to go to HBO Max and they're shopping it to other networks. Mm-hmm. It's like, it is fucking mad, like what's going on there and how things are just being removed. Like, they took off a load of episodes of shows because they didn't want to have to pay fucking royalties.
Yeah.
And it's mad. It's fucking mad. Anyway, we talked a lot about them previously, but yeah.
Can I just very quickly on Matt Reeves and say something? At what point, right, in the next... What point within the next... It's going to happen, I reckon, in the next 5 to 6 years. At what point are people going to realise that War for the Planet of the Apes might be one of the best films of the past 10 years?
Yeah, 100%. And it is the best film he will ever make.
Yeah, it's a, again, in similar veins to the Batman, it's a blockbuster that is not a blockbuster, but still feels like a blockbuster, but is actually a fucking harrowing story about aggression and grief.
It is actual insanity that film came out in the summer, and I understand why, but that film being a summer blockbuster is wild.
Yeah, it really is. That
It was Rise, Dawn and War, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I've not seen War.
War's fucking brilliant. Woody Harrelson. Harrelson is incredible in it.
Why would you never watch
It's great.
with me when I suggest them then?
They're an undertaking. They're all quite long.
Planet of the Apes trilogy for next week then.
We'll see.
Yay!
I said we'll see.
Yay!
Anyway.
Oh, don't fucking tempt me.
Let's all do it. And you're locked in. Yay!
We've got a lot on next week.
I mean,
it's a bumper show next week.
Is it?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Oh, is it? Hang on, what have we got next week?
There's something like Beast is at the cinema.
Beast is out, yeah.
The Samaritan lands on Prime.
Yeah, that's an actual watch.
I think there's another one as well.
The Invitation,
that's it.
I feel like it could be done.
I feel like it could be done actually as well, yeah.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yay! See, the thing is, I'm going camping on Saturday. I'm going with my annual, alright, fine, I'll go camping.
I cannot imagine you in a fucking tent.
Yeah. Like, literally, the family we're going with, the husband, he's, like, really outdoorsy. I get on well with him, actually, but he's, he does like his outdoors and his adventuring and stuff. And he was just like, you're not going to be bringing non-alcoholic beer this time, are you, Ian? And I was like, no. And he was like, thank fuck for that. You know, because it's like, he knows if I'm drunk, I'll basically have a good time doing anything.
Yep.
So, so basically, the reason why I'm bringing that up is Donna has said, bring your iPad, put some movies on it. If you just want to watch a fucking film, it's fine. And it's like, I could definitely load up that Planet of the Apes trilogy and watch a couple of them.
Fuck it, let's do it for next week then.
Yay! So excited.
Fucking A. Yeah, wow. Okay, cool. So, trailers. What do we have? Naomi Watts starring in a remake of Goodnight Mommy, which I've never seen that film. But it looks creepy.
Yep.
Did you guys see this trailer?
Yeah, I'm up for this. Like you say, it looks creepy, and I'm up for Naomi Watts is creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Looks interesting.
Yeah.
And then we have a second trailer for Pinocchio. I just blows my mind that it's just like, here's some Disney Plus Day content.
Yeah, I saw that Disney Plus Day content and thought, That's underwhelming.
But I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's like a remake of one of Disney's like properly iconic animated classics.
Yeah.
And it's just farted out on Disney Plus Day. Stunning.
Yeah. And it's just like, and some of the other things that were launching on the same days, Thor Love and Thunder, the making of. Like, I do not want to spend an hour and a half watching Taika Waititi go, this is how we did this is how I did this, cool, and bits like that. And it's like, that just sounds horrible.
Yeah, but yeah, Pinocchio. Fucking, it's Pinocchio. I don't know.
Yeah,
But we'll see.
It's this month's Pinocchio movie.
I'm in it though. Like, yeah, wild. So there's that. Oh god, there's got to be other things. What else have we got, guys?
Slumberland, a Thanksgiving
I didn't
movie.
see this. The Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I will spend like 2 hours in Dreamland with Jason Momoa.
That does sound pretty good.
Around the end of November. It's a Thanksgiving movie. And yeah, I'm kind of like, do you know what? Yeah, that around the end of November, when nights have come in, it's a little bit cold, everyone's dying in this country because no one can afford to heat their houses.
Ripping their skirting bolts.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Pedaling really fast on the bike I've got hooked up to the TV so we can watch it.
Don't, Mark. Don't.
And watching, Jason Momoa just fucking have a laugh with this kid in like this dream world.
Just in between rolling blackouts.
Yeah, I'm alright with that. Watch another 4 nights.
Oh, fucking hell. We'll just live at my work. There's loads of TVs.
Yeah.
Loads of fires.
Anyway, but yeah, no, the film, actually, yeah, it looks fun. It looks like it's had money spent on it. It looks very much like there isn't a single bit that isn't green screened. But I'd much prefer that than some of the other stuff that gets churned out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least it's not another fucking fairy tale adaptation, is it?
Yeah. I don't think. What else?
Cool. What else?
That got a bit bleak there, Mark. Could you not do that again?
It did.
We watched the one that you watched last week, Ian, that we watched after the show. The greatest beer run ever.
Oh yeah, what do you make of it?
Film of the fucking year. Genuinely, I'm excited for this. But then again, you put Zac Efron and Russell Crowe in the same movie as each other, and I am fucking all for it.
It looks a bit fucking propaganda-y, all-American to me. I don't know whether I'm...
From reading about it,
I hope you're right.
apparently it's very much not. Apparently it's him thinking that he's doing this really sort of like fun, nice thing of taking all of the people from this town a beer, but it's like, do you not know what the fuck is going on here?
I hope it is that rather than the fucking caper that it's made
No,
out to be.
apparently there's a. It's they're pitching it as being like this, like that, like this feel good movie. And apparently, it's just not. But it gets quite dark at points. Call Jane.
I think this looks really interesting.
What's
I think
that?
that's very good. Yeah. What is it? In
Yeah. What? No. What is that?
Call Jane. It's a film about essentially when abortion was still illegal in the US, isn't it?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, that could be at any point. That could be.
All
right
right, it's
now.
when abortion was still blanketly illegal in most states in the US, and about essentially it's a true story of
The Jane Collective.
Yeah, Jane Collective, a group of women who helped other women get. Abortion weren't illegal; they had to be approved, but they had to be approved by men, essentially, didn't they?
I don't think it's just that, though. I think they were just like a women's refuge helpline.
Yeah, they were, but then they did end up becoming very
Yeah.
prominent in the
Right to choose.
right to choose movement. But Elizabeth Banks and Sigourney Weaver
As Jane's.
as James, yeah, it looks quite good, actually, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and it's almost like, wow, you have picked the right time to do this movie.
Yeah. Oddly enough, I was talking to someone at work about Queen and Slim the other day. Obviously, a very different type of film, but we were saying exactly the same thing. That came out at exactly the right time for that film to come out, with everything that was going on. And I think this seems like another one that's doing the same.
Yep.
It feels like Queen and Slim should have been bigger.
Yeah,
should have been. Yeah, it kind of got a little bit dumped out in that January bit. It should have been. If Queen and Slim was around now, they'd have made a much bigger thing of it with the Daniel Kaluuya bit.
Yeah, quite.
And I think he'd have probably won an Academy Award for it.
May well have.
It should have been nominated. And it won't.
Was it not? Alienoid.
I'll take what looks like a fairly original concept for a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
Seems like it's doing something different and not just retreading stuff that's already been made, so...
Yeah. It's kind of like it's a Korean big budget alien film, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where aliens come down and essentially seem to just, like, cocoon people.
Yeah.
And then those people end up breaking out of the cocoons and trying to fight the aliens. It's fucking weird. It looks a bit mental, but it looks massive and, like, a lot of money spent on it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it looks pretty good.
Yeah. And the last one is the Empire of the Light. The last one I've got, anyway.
Oh, yes.
Empire of the Light. Not really sure what it's about, but have a feeling that I do kind of know what it's about, but the trailer's hiding it a little bit.
Apparently, according to Wikipedia, it's a love story that takes place in a coastal cinema.
Yeah. But I think that the love story is set in 80s Britain between a white woman and a black man, and therefore in a coastal town in Britain. Therefore, that will be, let's say, frowned upon.
Also, Toby Jones is there. It did amuse me when during the bit where it was doing the cast, where it was like Academy Award winner Olivia Colman, BAFTA Award winner whoever the next chap was, Toby Jones, Academy Award winner whoever else is in it.
It all does go back to my feeling of Toby Jones might be one of those actors that everybody loves and everybody thinks is great, but he might actually be crap. Richard E. Grant.
I don't think he's crap.
I don't think he's crap, but might actually just not be as good as people would like him to be.
I don't even think it's that. He's not terribly marketable, is he?
No.
If that's my kind way of saying he's like well ugly.
You're saying he's not Colin Firth?
No. Oh God, yeah.
And I saw someone on Reddit say it's starring and Colin Firth as Oscar bait, which made me laugh. It just, I don't know. It's going to be interesting, this, isn't it? Because you've got, obviously, we've got The Fabelmans coming out as well, which is like Steven Spielberg's kind of like autobiographical film, like first film that he's written in fucking forever. And it's like Paul Dano's playing his dad, Michelle Williams is playing his mum, Seth Rogen plays the man who who Mrs. Spielberg dumped Mr. Spielberg for. It's kind of wild.
It does seem like this is the movie that Spielberg's been wanting to get off his chest in a long time.
Yeah, and it just like this versus Empire of Light feels pretty. Empire of Light versus The Fabelmans feels kind of like an Oscar story ready to be told.
Yeah,
and it'll be, but then you've also got Wakanda Forever, and you've got Avatar 2. I mean, you got White Noise. There are various. It feels like it's going to be a very, very, very busy award season this year. And again, that's the thing. Like, it has been a bit of a famine for the last month or so, but it's coming up to feast time. You know, I mean, we got 3,000 Years of Longing next week, and then we're off to the races. You know.
I am going to predict something. Avatar 2 will do perfectly well, but will get nominated for nothing but technical awards.
I could see it.
It will not land like the last one. Lots of people are going to see it.
The thing is,
what I will say is even Cameron is for the first time is a little bit shaky because he's re-releasing Avatar in November to kind of remind people that Avatar's a thing. What is that, like the 6th time he's released Avatar in the cinema?
Yeah, the thing is, it's like the big blockbuster of choice is going to be Top Gun Maverick. You know, like that's it feels like that is the one that people will be getting behind. You know, and that just feels like a pretty fucking good Oscar season. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, Empire of Light. Let's see. It kind of feels like Sam Mendes just going like, I'd really like another Oscar. That would be nice.
I'd like another Oscar because at the beginning of my trailers when I put from Oscar-winning director, I don't want to put the movie that I won an Oscar for because it's quite problematic.
What was it?
American Beauty.
He's a very, very nice man, but Bong Joon-ho stole an Oscar from me a couple years ago, and I think I need to get one again.
Yeah.
Honestly, his reaction when Bong Joon-ho won Best Director, that's something.
Yeah, because the fact that at the time everybody was kind of pitching the fact that it was Scorsese wasn't going to get it and Tarantino wasn't going to get it. But then they both jumped up and were fucking clapping like motherfuckers because both of them have been absolute champions of Bong Joon-ho's movies. You know, sit forever. You know, they've always like been huge fans and spoke about it. Whereas, Mendes was doing it was almost Joey Tribbianiing it.
Yeah. I just fucking oh man, I'm looking forward. The next few months are going to be great. We're going to feast.
Yep.
It's going to be great, and we're going to feast on Beast next week.
Yes, the return of Shaltar Copley.
I'm more interested.
Fucking
what?
The return of Idris Elba.
Copy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm more interested in watching.
Oh hell yeah!
Big Lion movie with an actor I don't like is not exactly super inspiring.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I think it's like a tight 100 minutes or so. You know, we're gonna get in, we're gonna get out. It's gonna be fine. Right. So that's trailers done. Let's get into it.
Oh, Ian.
And I am gonna start.
Wait.
What?
Wait. No.
What?
Oh, you're gonna like this.
What?
I'm gonna say something to you that you're really gonna fucking like.
What?
Beast is 93 minutes long.
Oi!
Oh.
Oh, that's going to be a nice 87 or 88 before credits, that is.
Fucking yeah. I've liked every other movie that Comico's done as well that I've seen.
Yeah, too right.
And actually,
let's go.
Yeah, I've seen everything since Contraband.
So what's he done then? 21 Guns, Everest,
Adrift, Contraband, which is a fun Mark Wahlberg movie. But Adrift was good, to be honest. Shot by Robert Richardson as well. Adrift. Again, that's another 90-odd minute one.
He's a good like one-off programmer director. Just like it's not going to be an absolute barnstormer, but it's going to be a solid 3.5 or 4.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, that's Beast. That's next week. This week, I'm going to start us off with They/Them, which stars John Logan. No, it's directed by John Logan, writer of Gladiator and Skyfall, and many, many others films.
Yeah, Ian, balance it out.
Sorry?
Balance it out there. He also wrote Alien Covenant.
Yeah, fair.
And Coriolanus.
Yeah, to be fair, I wasn't necessarily going with the quality of the films. Just like they/them, a low budget as fuck, straight to Peacock Blumhouse film is the directorial debut of that guy.
Yeah, it's a bonkers, isn't it? Actually,
it is fucking weird, and he wrote it as well. So this stars the Baconator, Theo Germain, Anna Klumsky, Carrie Preston, Quaid Han, Austin Crute, and Anna Law and Monique Kim. So, what does IMDb say this is about then? A group of teenagers at an LGBTQ plus conversion camp endures unsettling psychological techniques while being stalked by a mysterious masked killer. So, Bex.
Yes.
They/them feels like it might have been in your wheelhouse, but also maybe not. I do not have a read on how this would have landed with you. So, what do you make of it?
I mean, let's be honest. It's not top tier horror, is it? It's.
I think there's an argument to state that it's barely horror.
I think that's fair.
My issue is it's two movies.
You fucking hate the LGBTQ community.
No, it's two movies that would have been interesting enough separately and fleshed out a bit, mushed together so neither of them have time to breathe. Like, there's a reason that camp slasher movies are an entire genre. The simplicity and the brutality of them does not need anything else. Adding all this other stuff into the mix, which would have been decent enough as its own movie. Yeah, not a horror necessarily. Unsettling kind of psychological vibes, but not a horror as such. Take that and put it in its own movie. But camp slashers just need to be camp slashers. The only one that's made it work by adding extra shit to it, really, is, for me, Final Girls.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Final Girls is very good.
Because that's got the whole timey-wimey shit going on as well, alongside it, and the fact that it's a mother and all that kind of stuff. But it works.
Yeah.
Whereas this has tried to shoehorn something in. The tones of the two separate threads are too different.
Yeah, 'cause what was
so
that?
it doesn't give the kids stories time to fully develop and be explored. It doesn't really make the slasher element of it scary because it's too all over the place, and it's just like occasionally. It's really like the actual bit where it's a slasher movie is like really compacted.
Well, that's it. Was it The Sacrament? Was it that one from Eli Roth where it was a cult camp?
Oh, I don't know.
That wasn't that Ty West.
Ty West, sorry, yeah, Ty West it was, yeah.
Yeah, Sacrament. Yeah,
was that is literally they although it's almost like a camp one, isn't it? It doesn't try and turn that into a slasher. It is just that is the story. Yes, I see what you're saying. Whereas this does throw in the slasher element quite. It does try and have a slasher movie that is also set at a
camp. So it's trying to, yeah, and I just don't think it works. And the thing is, the stuff with the kids, because it's not fleshed out. It feels like they've gone, right, we're making a movie about the LGBTQ community. What do we need in there? We need a jock who's like really uncomfortable with the fact that he's gay. We need like but I'm a cheerleader kind of princess girl. We need two trans people, one from each side. We need like a really camp gay guy. And it's just they end up, because they don't do anything with their stories, feeling just like
we need
tropes.
a bisexual Asian.
Yeah, bisexual Asian. Yeah, she's in there. And I think it does a disservice to both sides of the coin. But I didn't hate it. And the musical interlude, I really, really enjoyed the musical interlude where they're all singing and dancing. Because that made it feel like a camp horror movie. Not camp, like camp set at camp. Which is part of what it was trying to be.
Nothing says,
It was funny in that bit where the jock guy slides along on his fucking knees. That was ace.
Yep.
And then, there's oh god, that bit where Jordan's talking to Kevin's wife in the thing, and what does she call him? Like a sad, ugly dyke.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was like a slap in the face, that bit. Like, she just fucking deadpans it. Like, they're not bad performances in it. They've just tried to squeeze in too much story and not enough of either. So yeah.
And that sequence feels just like a one-off. Like, it's quite slow, and the camera work is very still, and there's not a lot of cuts, and it is legitimately unsettling. And like that whole kind of it felt like a short film in its own right, of just like what, you know, an example of what these fucking camps are like, because these camps are almost fucking parodies, but it's like, no, this is kind of an insight into what it probably is actually like, having this person talk at you and make you feel like shit for trying to feel like you. And like it felt appropriate for the film, like what the film's story was, but also everything else around it just didn't quite, like you say, it's like two films in one. And it's like the miseducation of Cameron Post if fucking Jason Voorhees decided to show up every 20 minutes.
Yeah, the thing is, you're not far off on that. It's pretty much, you know.
That is it, yeah. And the thing is, Cameron Post works as its own movie. What's it works as its own movie? God, what's it called?
It's Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th works as its own movie. But you put them together, they don't.
Yeah, almost like fucking Jason Blum was there going, John, I really like this conversion camp thing you've done. It's brilliant. It's brilliant, and Blumhouse want to do it. Could you put Jason Voorhees in it?
But I'd happily watch the film without the slasher stuff, but with more development.
I'd prefer to watch the slasher one.
But I'd watch both of them separately. But I will never watch this one of them both together again.
Yeah, fair.
Because
and
it's messy.
Yeah. Mark, thoughts?
Well, the thing is, when the opening it has, remember, we're all spoilers all the time, guys. Listeners, if you're new, I'm about to spoiler the opening. But when you have that opening, I was like, all right, so this is like just full fucking, this is a slasher then. You know, because that happening with the woman getting just fucking axed in the face.
We were shouting at her, weren't we?
Yeah.
Just drive on the rim!
Just drive on the rim, you dumbass! Yeah, and then you have a good start with the fact that, you know, that Kevin Bacon's character does come out as very much like, look, we're not here to tell you you're wrong. We're just here to say, look, maybe you don't need to.
He lied.
Yeah, but you know that these people are like that. But the thing is, you're watching it going, well, it's her. And it's so blatantly obvious, it's her.
Yeah.
Like, from the moment, like, she turns up and she's a little bit like, oh, you know, she's really, like, helping her. That's like, well, it's clearly her. Because it's none of the others. So it's her.
So, and this is the thing, it's like, and it is just like horror movie logic, but it's like that first scene, it's like, that's not a random person getting killed, because this isn't a serial killer killing whoever the fuck.
Yeah.
This is a targeted thing. So, she's been killed, one of those people is not who they say they are, and it's going to be the one who is not already in a couple.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's like, you got that logic, but then also the fact that it's like the one who's actually willing to help the kids in any fucking way at all.
Yeah, it's her.
So,
and,
yeah.
And she was obviously once a guest at the camp.
An attendee.
Yeah. The thing is, there was fun bits that I enjoyed about it. That I thought were kind of fun. So the best sequence is the bit where they take the boys off shooting and have the girls bake. Was quite fun. for two reasons. One, Jordan managing to fucking school the guy, because he's grown up in a military family and bits like that. So you know that that's going to be the case because it's mentioned earlier that they are from a military family. So you're like, well, they are going to know how to use a gun.
Didn't enjoy him shooting the dog though.
But again, you know that's going to happen. You know that Jordan's going to go bang. And I like that whole sequence of Kevin Bacon going, now we have our killer. That was good.
Yeah.
You had him being kind of the nice guy, talking the absolute fucking the bullshit rhetoric that they're doing and everything like that was good. And then the baking thing was just kind of fun because what was great.
What, the bitch?
Yeah.
I did quite enjoy the fact that they were both clearly previous camp attendees that Kevin Bacon thinks are cured because they're married now, but they have to look at pictures of their own.
Yeah. That's blatantly obvious. Yeah, that he's still
repressed.
that he's still gay and she's clearly bisexual.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. But yeah, I liked her how much she was just enjoying being a dick.
Of course she did.
That was great. Sad when she died.
Yeah,
she might be a monster, but you know what? At least she was having a laugh with it.
I mean, she was having a laugh with it. It's interesting because this film has been getting like really, really bad word, and on Letterboxd, like the LGBTQ plus community fucking hate it.
I could see that.
And it's like, look, if it's just not representative of, of what you're expecting, and fair enough, absolutely, I'm not going to deny that, like cis white male speaking, I thought it was way too slow to start. But I thought the Kevin Bacon speeches were good. Kevin Bacon's like making an effort.
Yeah. He's not David Duchovny in The Craft Legacy.
Craft 2.
Yeah, where he has turned up and got and just in his mind it is just called Craft Services.
Yeah. Old melty-faced Duchovny. And I mean it feels, I don't know, it feels like it was made with the best of intentions, but it's not a great slasher, and like you said, Bex, it doesn't explore the themes very well. I did like the complete bait and switch that it played, where those two girls are going at it, and it's like, it's not graphic, but it's not graphic, and it's like, and all I was thinking was, well, this is made by a straight white male, and then you've got
it's
probably the most explicit...
No, John Logan is gay.
Oh, is he gay?
Yeah.
Fuck. Alright, well, apologies. Old white male. I'll say then. But my apologies. But then you are there, like 5 minutes later, got a pretty, like, full-on gay sex scene.
Mm.
And it's like, do you know what? Good on you. Because I bet you gave a lot of straight males erections during that other bit, and then it's like, right,
it's like going,
have a look at this.
Shit, it's still there.
And that idea of like the honey trap, but it's just a fucking weird looking dude, who's just got some weird sexual energy about him, which seems to honey trap other guys. It's like, yeah, all right, that's a clever idea. And then the whole, like, because I'm assuming this is based on some sort of fact, like the electro-shocking him when he sees, like, the torture that they put him through. That feels like therapy that actually could be something these fucking places do.
That is based on something that several do.
So, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, this is a film that, like I say, I feel like it's got its heart in the right place. There's letterbox reviews saying, like, this is homophobic and transphobic as fuck, and it's like, okay, the thing is, I don't want to say I disagree, because I'm not gay, and I'm not trans, and, like, maybe that the experience is different, but now I know it's written and directed by a gay guy, then... At the very least, it can't be fucking homophobic, surely? I don't know. But I don't know. I know that I am not sure enough about how those folks live and how they experience things.
From again, as a heterosexual white male, but a heterosexual white male that did grow up around the gay community. For context, my uncle is gay, has been openly gay for 30 years, and I before Pride became what it is now, which is Straight White Girl Glitter Month, when it was
Sorry.
actually something that existed as a smaller entity, and it was less celebrated and accepted. I went to a number of them. London, the Leeds one, the York one, and bits like that. So I do know. I don't want to be. Well, I spoke to my gay friend, but I do know people within that community, and a lot of the time that when I've spoken to them about it, because I've tried to educate myself on the pronouns thing and bits like that, to try and get an idea of, right, I don't understand it, rather than being scared of it, which is what too many people do, let's try and understand it. And then I can come at it from that direction. And my opinion often is, do you know what? Fuck it. If people want to be run out a different way, do you know what? Have at it. It doesn't affect my day-to-day living, so why not? But from talking to a friend, not about this movie, about something else, his thing was saying, the problem is that everybody is just too busy arguing with everybody about everything for anything to ever get sorted. It is just the same pattern as everything else that is in the world at the moment. That you cannot please everybody.
I think I've said it on the show before, and it's like, I will use whatever pronoun anyone wants me to use, but if I forget and go heteronormative with it, please, I'm not doing it to offend you, and I will try and remember, just don't fucking cancel me.
Which, weirdly, I do think that the movie deals with that quite well at the start.
Yeah, it does.
But then again, there's also an argument to say the movie deals with it quite well. But it doesn't, because he's been incredibly disingenuous at that point. Yeah. So there is that. It's my feeling about that element of it is, I'm not sure that this complex an issue at the moment that is quite literally within let's be honest, two of the countries where this film is going to get the most exposure, the US and the UK, where these particular issues are being used to stoke culture wars. I'm just not sure shoehorning them in or having a slasher movie built around them is the correct way to deal with them. Horror has often very much taken on social issues, but I'm not sure right now at this moment that a movie on Peacock, like you say there, Ian, yes, written by an openly gay man, but an openly gay white man, affluent white man in his 60s, it is maybe not just the best of ideas to start off with.
I think putting it as like essentially a plot point in a slasher movie is trivializing something that's quite. I mean, it's quite raw for people.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I just don't think the whole thing is that good an idea. No. It's not quite a thanks I hate it or anything like that. It's just more of a look. Did we really need this? Kevin Bacon's paid off that weird tax bill that he had when he got scammed in that Ponzi scheme from all his E money. Does he really need to be doing this?
He likes a bit of the Blumhouse, though. He was in that You Should Have Left.
Yeah.
I think that was a Blumhouse. I quite enjoyed that.
I'm not against the idea of these type things. I'm just not sure that this was the right movie to deal with it.
If they're done, they need to be done better.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm touching cloth on it.
Yeah, I am. 'Cause I actually don't think it's shit. But I don't think it's that good either. So, yeah. Where are you, Bex?
Yeah. Bex?
Try to think.
Just to point out, our audience poll was 100% shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, the thing is, we're not judging it on whether we enjoyed it. We're judging on the quality of the film, aren't we? And if it's judged based on that, then it is shit because the two things it's trying to do it fails at. But I didn't hate it.
Then you're touching cloth then.
Okay.
You're in between it being shit and you actually kind of enjoying it. That's literally what we invented touching cloth for.
Okay.
Look, I mean, yeah, I mean that the way I think about our ratings, touching cloth is a 2.5 out of 5. It's a 2.5 out of 5 for me.
That's what I will be giving this on Letterboxd.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Hey Hannah, I think you really can't beat a good rewatch of a TV show. Would you agree with that, love?
Oh, yes, I would.
Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I think during, global pandemics, storms, all of these things, it's quite nice to just sit down and burn through something that you've seen a million times.
Absolutely, nothing like a binge watch.
Star Trek.
Babylon 5.
Because you could sit there for hours looking at serial killer documentaries.
Absolutely, that
Netflix.
doesn't make you a weird person at all.
It doesn't. Yeah, you could watch documentaries that all seem to be about women killing men.
Love you, darling.
You could put off watching Daredevil for the 30th time.
Harry Potter.
But really, you can't beat immersing yourself in the warm jumper of a rewatch of a show or a franchise.
Beloved franchise.
Lord of the Rings.
Twin Peaks. From VHS compilations recorded off television, with the ad breaks, cut out of course, to DVD box sets of Sex and the City and, I don't know, Smallville.
Farscape.
Quantum Leap. To giving up finding new content on Netflix and just having a comfort trawl through Star Trek The Next Generation or Parks and Recreation. I think that we can all agree.
There's a lot to be said for that.
You can't beat a good rewatch. So, with that in mind, join
Hannah
and Mike from Chinstroker vs. Punter as we burn through some of our favourite franchises and share our immediate reactions to each instalment in both spoiler and non-spoiler sections. To do that, do a search for the Rewatch Project with Hannah and Mike on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whichever your favourite podcast provider may be, or go directly to anchor.fm/rewatch project. We are proud members of the Pod Syndicate family of podcasts.
I'm gonna lead up. I'm actually gonna build up. I'm gonna build up. So, I'm not gonna talk about the film that I was gonna talk about. I'm gonna talk about a little film by the name of Day Shift, a film which I watched on Sunday night, and I was filling in my Letterboxd yesterday, and I literally had to listen to the voice memo I sent to you guys about what we were covering this week to remember what else I'd watched. So, it is very much the Netflix content of the week. It is Day Shift, which is directed by J.J. Perry and stars Jamie Foxx, Dave Franco, Natasha Liu Bordizzo, Megan Good, and Carla Souza. Oh, and Scott Adkins is in there for like a scene.
With Steve Howie.
Yeah, hell yeah. A hard-working blue-collar dad who just wants to provide a good life for his quick-witted 10-year-old daughter. Okay, terrible synopsis, because that's not a sentence. A hard-working blue-collar dad who just wants to provide a good life for his quick-witted 10-year-old daughter. Yes, it is, actually. Let me just read that again. No, hang on. No, sorry, God, I feel like this is fucking... What was that name that I kept on saying over and over again? I'm not going to remember it, don't worry.
Journey Smollett.
So,
Journey Smollett.
Journey Smollett. Journey Smollett. Yeah, that's not a real name. A hard-working, blue-collar dad who just wants to provide a good life for his quick-witted 10-year-old daughter. I suppose that kind of is a sentence, but you're expecting, like, almost like, blah, blah, blah. A hard-working, blue-collar dad who just wants to provide a good life for his quick-witted 10-year-old daughter. But you haven't really introduced who it is.
Yeah,
you're just saying anyway.
It seems like it's missed at the beginning of the sentence.
Bad grammar.
Yeah, okay, but it does kind of make sense. His mundane San Fernando Valley pool cleaning job is a front for his real source of income, hunting and killing vampires. That's not a plot summary.
Nope.
That's a couple of sentences. Right, so what is it about? So yeah, Jamie Foxx is a guy who fronts up as a pool cleaner, but he actually hunts vampires, and there's this whole kind of vampire hunting economy. His ex-wife is threatening to move their daughter and she to Florida, so he's got a few days to come up with a bunch of money by killing vampires. Dave Franco plays a union rep because there's a vampire hunting union who joins Jamie Foxx to make sure that he is sticking by union rules. Yeah?
Yep.
Bit longer than 2 sentences, but it was the plot. So, the Netflix content of the week, Day Shift. Mark, what did you make of it?
Well, for a start off, it very much sets itself out as being like a movie that should have kind of been made in the mid to late 90s. And then doesn't get out of that at all. The whole thing is predicated around the fact that Jamie Foxx is nowhere near as charismatic as films that he gets cast in seem to think he is. And Snoop isn't actually as cool as people think he is. The idea of Snoop is, until Snooping comes in and exists and starts talking rather than rapping, and then he becomes less cool. And yes, I'm saying that Snoop in this is less cool than the Just Eat adverts. And yeah, and then you throw in Dave Franco in a role that he really should have stopped doing 10 years ago. It's kind of boring. It's really boring. His Day Shift. It's boring. And it shouldn't be boring. It should actually be fairly entertaining. But the whole vampire... it might have just been me, but I kind of thought... once it became apparent that people didn't know that vampires existed, I thought, I thought this was just like a world where people kind of knew vampires existed. And that was just it. But no, apparently it wasn't. Apparently no one knew that these vampires were everywhere. And yeah, the big like, she's got an amazing plan is just sunscreen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just loads of sunscreen.
I was thinking that she'd like in what's it? It's Day. Oh God, that one with that man in. Daywalkers or something.
I don't know what's the
the one with Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, Ethan Hawke,
yeah.
that was it. Like he was like doing like a whole thing. It was like magic based or something.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be something like that or something like some kind of chemical formula that they could inject so they could
Yeah.
go out in the sun. No, just fucking sunscreen.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
a fuckload of sunscreen. Why not? Have at it. Yeah. Dave Franco just constantly pissing himself was just a bit. Really? Is this all you've got? Action sequences that go on way too long. And yeah. And Jamie Foxx really just wanting his family to stay and be close to them, yet exhibiting none of the things that make it anywhere near a good parent. Oh shit, I forgot to pick up the kid again.
Yeah. Yeah, they should have maybe had him be better at that bit.
Better a bit of dad. Yeah.
You know, bit of a deadbeat, not contributing and stuff like that, but actually turns up on time to places. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really like it, and I'm kind of annoyed that I didn't like it, but I didn't like it. And I'm looking, Jesus Christ, Netflix, you don't do yourself any favours, do you? Fucking 100 million budget on that movie.
Wow.
What? What?
Yep.
Doug, why?
Where?
On what?
Why?
Yeah.
It's just... I mean,
What?
the fun thing is, using contortionists as zombies, so it wasn't just bad, like, CG, was a really fucking good idea. And you can tell that has been done by essentially a stunt guy.
Vampires.
What did I say?
Zombies.
Same thing.
Zombies. Oh, yeah.
But yeah. I mean
they're not, but fine.
Yeah, but let's be honest. In a week's time, if I was to ask you, Day Shift, is it about zombies or vampires? I reckon I could convince you it might be about zombies, because you won't have remembered anything that happened in it.
Sure.
Yeah. What can someone else talk now? Because I feel like I've been really miserable.
You are a bit.
No. Yeah, okay, go on, Bex.
See, we had a whole conversation after we watched this, didn't we? Where I was like, I don't know whether I just give content more of a free pass than I give real films. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, if it just drops on Amazon Prime or Netflix or something, I feel like I hold it to different standards.
Yeah.
Which I shouldn't, but I feel like I do. Because no effort has to be put into going to see them.
Yes.
They're not a time drain so much, are they?
No.
If I see a film at the cinema, I want it to be a really good film. Because it's travel time, there's potential expense if we go into somewhere that isn't Cineworld, there's... travel time, going to put that twice, we have to get there and back. There's the time of the movies, there's the 14,000 Cineworld adverts you have to sit through first.
We get it.
Whereas if you're just watching it on Netflix, it's easy. So I think maybe that's why I didn't hate it as much as you. I had a good enough time with it. Didn't we watch it on a Sunday morning or something?
Yeah, we watched it on Sunday morning.
Yeah, it was fine. It was set somewhere nice and sunny. It was a Sunday morning. I like Dave Franco. Jamie Foxx cannot carry a movie. Novelty casting annoys me, so Snoop Dogg being in it was irritating. The fact that vampire movies just seem to completely ignore what vampires are supposed to be vulnerable to, or what they're supposed to do when they're killed, and all this kind of stuff that's been built up over years and years, that's just ignored now. That always really annoys me. But still, I didn't hate it.
Fair play.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, I think I was maybe expecting slightly more, because at the start it says it's 8711 production, and they're like the stunt team who have been working on the John Wick films, and I think Chad Stahelski is maybe like an executive producer on this, or produced it.
I feel like that's probably one of the things it does really well, though, is the fight choreography.
Yeah, and it's like I kind of wish there was just one or two more fights. I probably would have taken another fight over the car chase, which was fine. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Dave Franco utterly miscast for me. Should not be playing the nerdy, nervous second guy when in the Neighbours films he very convincingly plays a frat guy. And I mean, yes, okay, actors can have range, but it just, with Dave Franco, I have a little bit of stay in your lane, Dave, and let nerdy actors have a chance.
Dave Franco is 37 years old. He shouldn't be playing that character.
And there you go. Dave Franco is nearly as old as I am, and I shouldn't be playing that character.
Yeah. Dave Franco is that old, and everybody who is watching this movie knows that he went home and fucked Alison Brie after it, so he shouldn't be playing that character.
Also a fair point. Yeah, it's. I don't know. I mean, I kind of checked out the Scott Adkins fight. By far the best sequence in it. Was momentarily shocked when Dave Franco was killed, and then it's just like, right, fine, okay, he's just gonna still be alive then, is he? All right, whatever, fine. I was thinking like, shit, okay, great, this has actually got some stakes, no pun intended. And then there you go. It's a very, very 3 out of 5 film for me. I can't say it's shit because it passed the time absolutely fine, but it was just in one eye out the other. And it kind of felt like Netflix were smelling franchise with it, and it just, why? Why? $100 million. Surely that must just be the actors' salaries of that to make up for the fact they're not going to get any fucking residuals. Like, I don't get how that cost $100 million. Like, the action sequences are good and it looks good and whatnot, but a lot of films look good and don't cost $100 million. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like we can move on. Like, definitely not shit, but a real fucking, definitely not shit.
Yeah, ain't shit.
Yeah, alright, yeah, fine.
What do you think, Bex?
Yeah, it's definitely not shit for me. It's not offensive enough to be shit.
Well, our audience poll is definitely not shit, 33%, touching cloth 44%, and shit 22%.
Yeah, alright. It's kind of all over the place, like we are a little bit with it, to be fair, I think. So, alright then, Mark, Bex, what you guys been watching this week?
I literally, from having a weirdly kind of like all over week, I've only actually watched one other movie.
What?
And we haven't watched anything together other than these movies, have we?
We haven't, no.
No. So I'll do mine, because I think you've got a few, haven't you, Bex?
They are all of a theme, though.
They're all of a theme. Mine's of a theme as well.
Go on.
I watched the Hugh Grant and Sandra Bullock comedy 2 Weeks' Notice.
Wow.
2 Weeks' Notice essentially is, for anyone who hasn't seen it, the 3 people in the world that might not have seen it, because it's a great movie, is Sandra Bullock plays a very liberal lawyer who ends up protesting against a development that the company, the Wade company that Hugh Grant happens to be of the family dynasty for, is building, and they happen to run into each other as she's protesting it, and he, instead of kind of like shooting her down or anything like that, decides to hire her as his lawyer because it will annoy his brother. So he's like in typical Hugh Grant fashion, he's the playboy idiot brother that kind of just they send out to sort of open things and do bits like that and be like the face of it all. And it goes exactly as you would think it does. They end up falling in, for each other, and he becomes a better person and she becomes a less fucking whiny person. But the thing is, what I will say on this, recently, like in the past 4 or 5 years, we've had this new wave of people going, oh, isn't Hugh Grant great all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Like, based on things like, I think Paddington 2, I think, had a large thing to do with it, didn't it? And, the fact that he's quite outspoken against the Conservative government at the moment, and bits like that. And I almost a little bit like, no, actually, Hugh Grant's been pretty fucking good throughout his career.
Yeah, but he did a lot of shit rom-coms, didn't he?
But that was his lane.
Yeah, but he regrets getting in that lane.
I think he regrets it from an acting point of view. I reckon when he looks at his life and goes, although getting paid an awful lot of money to essentially just doss about was quite good. But these rom-coms that people play down include things like Forward to the Funeral, which is great.
It was
2
great
Weeks'
at
Notice.
The time. I reckon if you went back and rewatched that, it's shit.
I reckon it's still good.
Yeah, you do have to. It's interesting.
I reckon it still stands up as being fun.
Well, that can be homework for you this week then.
Well, I fucking will.
Okay.
Gladly. I don't think that it is anywhere near as bad as people would like to remember him being.
I don't think I've ever seen him and thought he's bad in that. I think he's made bad film choices from a film fan's point of view. No one's putting Notting Hill in their fucking top 10 movies of all time, are they? It's shite.
Not film fans, but as we often say, film isn't just for obsessives; it's for everybody.
No, but I think...
And I guarantee there's a lot of people out there that will put Notting Hill in their top 10 movies of all time. Granted, these people might be like Michael Owen and have only seen like fucking 8
I was
films.
just thinking about Michael Owen. Sorry, yeah.
But they exist. And 2 weeks' notice is... Well, all I'm saying here is, right, 2 weeks' notice is a good film.
Okay.
Sandy V's in it being her adorable self.
Yeah.
And Hugh Grant's in it being his adorable foppish self. There's a very good moment where he pages her to get to come because he's having an emergency. And when she gets there, he basically says, "I can't pick out a suit for tonight." And so she's like, "Are you kidding me? This isn't an emergency." I was at my friend's wedding. They were literally about to get married. He's like, "Then why did you come here?" And she's like, "Because you said it was an emergency." She went, "Not that kind of emergency." And she's like, "Why can't you pick out a suit?" It's like, "I used to be able to do these things, but now I've got you to do them. I can't think of anything. I'm basically a child." So she picks out on the suit and then walks out and he goes, "Haven't left me a shirt." And then looks down and goes, "I'm already wearing a shirt." And it's just... There's a lot of actors that can't pull that off. But Hugh Grant pulls it off perfectly. It is not perfect for the way that he does it.
I'm not casting any aspersions on 2 weeks' notice. I've not seen it.
I don't care what people say. If you are a fan of rom-coms, 2 weeks' notice is up there as a high tier of rom-com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wasn't he in Love Actually?
Yes.
That's a piece of shit as well.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I'm not a fan of Love Actually, but partially because of Martin McCutcheon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
don't
the
like...
rest of it.
Yeah, I don't like singers who purposefully don't enunciate their actual words.
That is objectively a terrible film.
Lots of people like it.
Well, yeah, but I feel like they've probably not seen it in a while. It's problematic as fuck. Is that film?
Donna watches it every year, mate.
Wow.
I'm just saying that people can like what they like.
Sure.
And a lot of people like 2 weeks' notice.
Oh dear.
Go on, Bex. What are you watching?
I just watched a lot of the Marvel shit. So they're all starting to blend into one. To be honest with you, I think last one.
But you keep on watching them.
I know.
Sorry.
It's a thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say an Age of Ultron thing? Can I just quickly whip in before you do the Age of Ultron bit? So, at my work, we have an autism awareness thing every Tuesday morning. So, for the first couple of hours, no music, lights till now. I think I've said this before. And we have a woman who comes in with her kid who is autistic and he's in a wheelchair. And he's not going to buy a bag or anything like that. The woman's coming in to look at bags. It's like not every week, every few weeks, right? And she was looking around and he was essentially in the wheelchair near me. And he had his iPad and he was watching a movie. And he kept looking up at me. And I just sort of said, very calmly, because I've been pre-warned by his mum, look, he's autistic. He can get quite jittery around people. I just asked what he was watching. And he told me he was watching Age of Ultron.
That seems like a lot of sensory input.
And so I had a little conversation with him about Age of Ultron. And then a couple of weeks later, comes in again. And I ask, and he's with there, his mum's looking around, and I asked the kid, and he was watching another film, and I asked what he was watching. And he said, Age of Ultron. So I tried to went, again, and that. A few weeks later, comes in again. What are you watching? Age of Ultron. And I sort of turned around and looked at his mum, and she turned around and went, the only film he watches is Age of Ultron. She said he watched the other Marvel movies, he watches them, and then he won't watch them again. He said, but he watches Age of Ultron at least twice a day.
That's wild.
He fucking loves it. Just talks to a kid about Age of Ultron shitloads. And do you know what? I love it when he comes in, because when they come in, I think, I get to talk to this kid about fucking Age of Ultron for the next 10 minutes. It's brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, God, if it takes him to his happy place and it helps him feel grounded, and I mean, that's wonderful. Fair play.
But the mum at one point turned around to me and said, sorry to jump on you, Specs.
Sorry?
Turned around to me and said, it's mad. He will hardly ever talk to anybody that he doesn't know. But he manages to talk to you every other week about Age of Ultron for 10 minutes. So, yep, fine with that. I will happily keep talking to this kid about Age of Ultron. Now you talk about Age of Ultron for a little bit.
I don't know if I can follow that up. Yeah, Age of Ultron. I actually really like Age of Ultron.
It's great in context of what's happened since.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, you get Viz coming into it. It's still Whedon-y, but it's not as Whedon-y as the first Avengers one is. So it's a bit less insufferable given the wider Whedon context. The threat is a bit more local than in Avengers, given that it's something that Tony makes. It's not just faceless aliens coming from wherever the fuck and wreaking havoc. It's actually, there's depth there. It's
James Spader.
Yeah, there's Spader. He's a tit. He's an Ultron.
The thing is, if you described Ultron to like anybody and said it's this, and you explained what it was, you went, "Who voiced it?" You'd be like, "It's got to be James fucking Spader." It's like there was nobody else that you could have got to have voiced Ultron other than Spader.
But no, really, really good. I always enjoy it more than I remember having enjoyed it previously whenever I watch it.
Yeah.
And yeah, sets up conflicts and blah 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 blah.
Is Age of Ultron though, very quickly, is it the one with that fucking hideous opening though? With that slow-mo shot
What's
of
the
them
opening?
all...
I love that.
Oh, it's
I like that.
It's grotesque.
It's basically a poster.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, so really enjoyed that. Then I nearly skipped this one, but I decided not to.
What?
So I watched Ant-Man. The side mission MCU films just, I don't know, I've had less patience with them. Like, I really nearly skipped watching Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
You skipped Guardians 1?
I skipped Guardians 1. I've seen that in millions of times, but I also nearly skipped Guardians 2 as well. And then decided against it. But we'll get to that. Well, we'll get to that next week because I've not finished it. Yeah, Ant-Man's fine. It's not great. It introduces a character that then has stuff to do in further films, but it's a bit like, I don't know. I think because there's such a clear route through the movies, when you get then like an Ant-Man, which is not on that route, it's about a completely separate thing. It's a bit like derails you a little bit. I think when you're watching them all quite close together, and you're like, right, we're ramping up towards Infinity War and Endgame, things are starting to like be introduced now that feeds into that particular storyline, and then you got Ant-Man, and it's like, oh right, let's go do this with this guy. But I think if I was watching them at a more normal rate, if I was watching them like one a week or something like that, even, I think it would be like, oh yeah, because
it's a little bit of a break from that. Yeah.
and it starts getting quite heavy as well, like with the I mean you've got now like Tony's starting to become the Tony that is like having conflict with the rest of them and really wants out of it, wants to be a family man, he's having panic attacks, he's really worried about what's going to happen and all this kind of stuff, and it's starting to get quite psychologically heavy on the main story thread. That make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ant-Man it's a bit of a break. What's his name? His little friend. That bit where he does recaps of stories will never not be funny. Love that. And yeah, it feels relatively throwaway, but I think there's stuff that comes from it in further movies in there. Well, specifically the character that needed to be introduced.
Yeah.
So Ant-Man. Then
go on. Sorry, just before you move on, I got to say Michael Pena, like he was asked like this week about whether he's in Ant-Man 3, and he was just like, "Look, I don't know what to tell you. I don't even know why people are even asking me stuff like that anymore. Like, just with the whole, like, can you say you're in a Marvel film or not?" And he's just like, "I don't even know why you're asking. You know I'm not going to be able to tell you anything. Just fuck off." You know, like, and I was just like, yeah, that's the way to do it, Michael Pena. Just, like, fucking just go away. Good on you. But this is the thing. And it's like, even Michael Pena, who is great in the Ant-Man films, but he's also the 4th or 5th character in the Ant-Man films, now doesn't know whether he's allowed to say whether he's in a film.
Do you think he just doesn't know?
No, but I mean, well, yeah, hopefully he knows. Otherwise, that's a huge problem considering it's done. But I don't know. I mean, it seemed like he was just, I'm gonna get fucking shot for saying anything about any fucking Marvel film I'm in. So why are you even bothering? Andrew Garfield needs to do that next time he's asked about any fucking Marvel project. Anyway, sorry, Bex.
No, it's alright. So then I watched Civil War. No point in saying too much about Civil War. We've spoken about it many, many times. It's a fucking banger. It's
probably the best Marvel film.
Yeah, easily the best Marvel film. The conflict between Cap and Tony is done really well. It's got a depth and emotion and a darkness and a maturity to it that none of the others really have. Yeah. Then I watched Doctor Strange, which does not have those things.
I thought you quite liked Doctor Strange.
It's fine. It's quite throwaway, the first one, isn't it? Again, but it feeds into the larger picture with the time stone and stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously introduces the concept of a multiverse.
And Scott Adkins is in it.
Yes, he is, isn't he? He plays one of the guys trying to kick his ass.
The henchman guy.
Then gets his ass kicked by the cloak, doesn't he?
That's right.
Yeah.
There's some good stuff in it. Some good effects. There's Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah.
You don't seem too impressed with effects.
Do you know what? I think, again, watching it as I'm watching it, I'm basically treating it as one continuous thing, and I stop when I stop. So if I stop halfway through a movie and then the next night I watch the end half of that and the first half of another one, I'm just treating it as like a long continuous thing. So there's no real breaks, but it is highlighting issues in tone between different, but they're not all the same thing. So, it makes sense, but
fair enough.
Yeah, that was me.
Cool.
Sweet. Cool. Yep. That was all for you as well, was it, Mark? Yeah, it was. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, it was. Right. So I've got a few things. So let me just bring up my old listy. So my one rewatch of the week, I went to the cinema and I watched Star Trek: The Motion Picture because there is a new 4K director's edition out. So Star Trek: The Motion Picture, people jokingly refer to it as the motionless picture. And I was in a pretty fucking well-attended Sunday afternoon screening where it was me and a bunch of fucking nerds. I mean, it was great. It was great. I mean, the audience was great. The atmosphere was good, and people were fucking locked in. Like, you could hear a fucking pin drop. It was brilliant. Now, the thing is for Star Trek: The Motion Picture is that, you know, they brought in Doug Trumbull, who did the effects for 2001: A Space Odyssey and directed Silent Running. It's directed by Robert Wise, who directed West Side Story and The Day the Earth Stood Still. It's this big, lavish. It was shot on 70mm at the time, you know, like a fucking movie.
Yep.
Like, cinema film. So much of the imagery is incredible. And the plot itself is actually really, really interesting. And, like, the twist in it is, like, legit fantastic, actually. But that film is also well out over 2 hours long. And so much of it is just staring at things. It is by equal parts fascinating, entertaining, and boring. It's kind of incredible. And, I mean, like, Chinstroker Mike is just a massive, massive fan of it. And he's a massive Star Trek fan anyway. And absolutely, if you just, like, key into the vibe of this film, yeah, man. You know, take some fucking edibles and go off. Like, yeah, I mean, it is a visual experience, but it's also probably 100 minutes of plot in a 130-minute film. But when it's on, it's really, really, really on. Yeah, I mean, just in case people haven't seen Star Trek: The Motion Picture, I'm not going to say, but genuinely, it's not a film that's, like, known for the twist. But it is cool. The idea of what the enemy in this film is cool. And the solution is horny as fuck. And I love it. And that's all I'm going to say. Like, there is a person who makes a sacrifice in bunny ears, and it's just like, yeah, but you're kind of turned on by it, aren't you, bud? And I'll leave it there. So, Star Trek: The Motion Picture, good stuff. Rafford Khan's playing in cinemas, I think, next weekend. I'm a fucking go. Can't wait. I wish they were doing all of them. They're only doing Star Trek: The Motion Picture and Star Trek 2 in the cinema. I'll probably end up watching the whole fucking run, even, like, the 3 new ones. I can see me doing that now.
Got you back in the zone with it.
So, Star Trek: The Motion... Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Also went to the cinema and checked out with Lottie DC League of Super Pets. I've done it. I've been inducted into the league. So, this film has a $7 production company logo at the start, which is The Rock's production company. First time I've seen that. Yeah, of course it does. Along with DC and Warner Brothers. There he is.
Because The Rock always wanted to play Superman's dog ever since he was a young boy, and he saw a dog and went, that's not Superman's dog.
Ever since I ate my first can of dog food, I wondered what would it be like if I was eating this, but I was a super dog. So, DC League of Super Pets. It's probably the most entertained I'll be by The Rock in a film this year. It's fine, but it really, really, really wants to be its own franchise. Like, Dwayne Johnson really, really, really wants the under 10 audience to love him. Like, he wants everybody to love him. And this is the way that he's going to get them to love him, because he's going to be crypto. And sure, Keanu Reeves, good Batman. Good Batman. Enjoyed his Batman. I think John Hamm was Superman. I couldn't really tell. But cool. Keanu Reeves, good Batman. Had a couple of decent laughs.
It's John Krasinski with Superman.
Oh, is it John Krasinski? Fine. Fine. One of the Johns.
I think you're okay to confuse those two.
Yeah, just one of the Johns.
Yeah.
The Chris's have got some fun factors. The Johns, not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, John Krasinski is Superman. Cool. Yeah, sure. But Lottie fucking loved it. The kids in the audience fucking loved it. Loved it. It worked for the target audience. So I enjoyed Lottie enjoying it. I thought it was fine. There's a mid-credits bit where Black Adam comes along with his dog, and they're both also voiced by Dwayne Johnson. And it is a little bit like, what's going on here? This film was originally supposed to come out after Black Adam. Black Adam was supposed to have the July slot, but COVID-related delays in finishing the effects meant that they basically switched slots. And my word, would that have made way more sense if Black Adam had come first and people fucking knew what was happening. Wow. But yeah, DC League of Super Pets. I don't know. Kate McKinnon plays a hairless guinea pig who's basically in love with Lex Luthor, who is voiced by Mark Maron. Can't hate that.
Fair enough.
Mark Maron, decent Lex Luthor. Go get your paycheck, King. Just cool. Why not? DC League of Super Pets. And then I also caught up with Operation Mincemeat, which is the Colin Firth World War II film, because sure, why not? Based on a fucking crazy true life story of a bit of fucking skullduggery in World War II. What I think was probably not real life was a Kelly McDonald, Matthew McFadden, Colin Firth love triangle. And then that takes up a surprising amount of the runtime. I don't want to see Kelly McDonald get with Colin Firth or Matthew McFadden, really? Like, she's her own woman. Go Kelly McDonald. And I've got to watch a lot of Colin Firth getting close to her and it just being wrong because he's got a wife and kids who are in America being safe. And yeah, it's nearly 2 hours long. A lot of it is a weird love triangle, but also this mission apparently couldn't have been completed without a dude giving hand jobs to people. And it's like, what's going on here? It's brilliant. Literally, there is one bit where someone a guy convinces another guy to do something by fucking giving him a swift handy while they're chatting. And it's like, is this based on facts?
I mean, if that's in this movie, you've kind of got to believe that must be based on facts.
Yeah. So this is the thing. It's like, it's got stuff in it that I'm not, just oh, fucking whatever. You're going to put a love triangle in this? Really? But then also, blimey, Charlie, this guy's fucking wanking that guy off. It is...
And I'm back in the game.
Yeah, exactly. But it's in the dressing of, a film only dads would love. It's like my dad, if he was still alive, he would have watched this and he would have been like, I mean, it would have been all right if I didn't see the guy wanking the other guy off, and that was my dad, and it feels like it was made for him. He called American films Yankee films. It's like, what? My dad was a fucking weird dude. May he rest in peace, I suppose. But yeah, like Operation Mincemeat, just a film my dad would have liked if there weren't people wanking each other off.
Fair play.
Put that on the poster. So, let's move on from wanking each other off to me jerking off while I'm watching. No, shit! Oh, God, no. I was not wanking while watching Orphan First Kill. Abort.
Not a lot of luck with that today,
We re-recorded the intro. The thing, right? No, I'm just gonna be cards on the table, right? Isabel Furman, her Twitter, she's obviously really, really not trying to look like Esther, and I understand why. Isabel Furman, good-looking woman.
Yep.
Have you seen her Twitter picture?
Yep.
Good-looking woman.
She is, yeah.
And I think Anyway, that got really weird. Directed by William Brent Bell. I'm not going to cut it out. Starring Isabel Furman and Julia Stiles. Let's see what IMDb says about this. I've done a number on myself now, I'll be honest.
A little bit.
After orchestrating a brilliant escape from an Estonian psychiatric facility, Esther travels to America by impersonating the missing daughter of a wealthy family. Right, so, all spoilers all the time! Because that is kind of the plot.
Yeah.
It is kind of the plot.
Kind of the plot.
I'm going to start on this one. William Brent Bell is, in the blank check parlance, a vulgar auteur. That guy, absolutely, I'm starting to go, you can tell what a William Brent Bell film is.
Fair play, yeah.
It is just getting a budget to get a cinematic release and then being a bit gonzo, but not to the same quality as James Wan. If you're doing that, you are probably William Brent Bell.
I think he'd take that.
I think he would as well. Right, so this is the guy who directed The Boy and The Boy 2. The Boy 2, a film made by someone you would have thought would have looked at the poster of The Boy and gone, right, I know what I'm doing here. But directed by the same person.
Yeah.
And has now come to Orphan First Kill and has made a film that has no reason for existing.
Nope.
None. Absolutely zero.
Yep.
And yet...
even less reason to be a prequel.
And even less reason to be called First Kill, seeing as she's already done it before.
It's a prequel.
Yep.
In the
I
canon of
thought
First
she'd
Kill,
killed before this point.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Oh, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's not even...
But it's the orphan's first kill.
She's not an orphan at the point that she kills them.
All right, and I'm just saying, that is the logic it's going for. It doesn't make sense, yeah.
No. She's killed a family, that's why she's in the institute.
I agree with you.
Guys,
Yeah, that's Alicia's
unfilmed the
problem.
William Brent Bell. Who cares? Unfilmed the William Brent Bell. You just go with it. But I, like many others, enjoyed Orphan First Kill quite a bit. I think it does a fucking banging job of the first half to 2/3 going, this is exactly the film you thought it was going to be, tra la 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 la, she's going to be discovered at some point, and then slaps you about the face and went, we didn't cast Julia Stiles for nothing, you know. She's a fucking psycho bitch who is interesting. And here we go into the final third. I enjoy Orphan First Kill. At this point, I don't need any other Orphan films, but my God, if William Brent Bell comes out there going, we've got Orphan, second cousin, I'm fucking here for it. Bex, go.
Bex is currently grabbing the charger for our laptop because it's about to run out of charge.
Damn it, Mark, go.
It will probably be in my bottom 10 of the year.
What?
Yeah. Shit.
What?
Yeah. The opening of the movie where you're constantly showing me her from the back when she's way too short for a 10-year-old and then keeps on just, for some reason, just shrinking and getting shorter was brutal. Especially when they kept going, oh, she looks like a child. It's like, no, she has the face of a 30-year-old woman. She doesn't look like a child.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I've seen Orphan, and they don't do that in Orphan. So that was annoying the ever-living shit out of me. I found it amusing, and then they kept doing it, and kept doing it, and kept doing it. To the point where I was going, this is brutal, because it's not very good, what you're doing. And so I didn't like that bit. And then, so Don't Breathe 2 tried to essentially take the antagonist and not quite make them a protagonist, but make them maybe not as bad an antagonist.
An understandable antagonist.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this almost tries to do the same thing. By going, do you know what? She might be bad, but do you know what's worse? Rich white American people. They're worse. And I haven't even touched on the fact that, so hang on a minute, the authorities had her fingerprints, but just decided, yep, this is their kid, because she says she is.
And her name's written in a childlike manner in a book.
Yeah. Yeah. There's an element of suspension of disbelief all the time in any horror movie, and I am fine with that. There was too much suspension of disbelief to have to go through in this movie.
Okay. I'm very, very, very disappointed, but I don't think I can argue with any of it. The bits, they seem to be very impressed with the, look how we're fooling you into believing that she's actually a 9-year-old. And it's just like, no, you actually, you never are. You never are. I mean, I'm into it because this is fucking absolute trash. But, yeah. Alright, Bex, go.
Yeah, pretty much the same, to be honest. It really irritated me. Like, the bit where she's talking to the art therapist in that room, it's like, oh, does your mummy or daddy work here? No, she looks like she could be someone's fucking aunt, though. She does not look like a child. She just doesn't. Facially, she
gotta say,
doesn't.
I did like how they set up that art therapist as if she was going to be the main character, and then she's fucking dead 10 minutes in.
Yeah, that was quite good. That. Yeah, I did like that.
Like, that woman had a rough couple of hours.
When you said it, we were like,
She has not had a good first day.
That's not a good first day. In fact, the guy's like, even the guy who worked there was like, oh, it's a bit crazy around here some days. We'll see you tomorrow. No, you will not. People have just got murdered, and she nearly got killed by a psychotic woman. She's right to go, I'm not coming back.
No, but even that irritated me, right? She leaves the car unattended, unlocked, knowing that there's an inmate free, to go and, report it, I guess, to the security guards or see what's going on. She comes back to her unattended, unlocked car, doesn't fucking check it. She then gets back home and the boot pops open. Even she is quite correctly suspicious of the fact that that's clearly something that shouldn't happen. But she goes to check. She goes to check and leaves a fucking front door open. I mean, that woman, honestly, deserves to die. So, yeah, that irritated me. The size discrepancies. Like, sometimes she's, like, fucking knee height to people. Sometimes she's shoulder height. Even in that short sequence where she's walking through the airport with Julia Stiles, head on, she's almost shoulder height. Back on, she's, like, under elbow height. No, be better. It's just fucking stupid. And then, yeah, so they've clearly got, like, a child playing her when the shots are from behind. Because, like, the gait of her walk and run are completely different and all this kind of stuff. But then she makes no effort to replicate that when it's a front-on shot. She just walks like
a 30-year-old woman.
Yeah. With a 30-year-old face. No. The fire at the end fucking annoyed me. When she's just walking through the house.
CG as fuck.
CG as fuck. And most people in house fires die from smoke inhalation.
Yeah, more people die from smoke inhalation.
They're not just, like, skipping through the hallway.
No, I mean, that's the point. I once nearly set fire to our house while recording a commentary for On Her Majesty's Secret Service, which on the Patreon, you can hear the moment where I leave and then come back, and it's like, my house nearly set on fire.
Sorry, point of clarification.
And
wasn't it the dog? Yeah. Don't take blame for things she's not doing.
I mean, I'll take blame for anything that beautiful creature does, but I forgive that dog so much. But yes, technically, it was a bit 50-50. I left a greasy pizza box on the hob, even though the hob was off, and the dog knocked it on. So, yes. So the point of that, though, is I remember breathing in smoke and being very, very quickly, this isn't good, and I'm coughing, like, very, very quickly. No, she would not be walking slowly through, but this is unfilmed to William Brent Bell, and I don't care.
The thing is, and I am genuinely really glad that you've enjoyed it, but there was so many bits where something had happened and you'd watch and go, well, I wonder if that's going to come back.
Fucking crossbow.
The knife that the fucking the detective puts in after he's made his drink.
Yeah.
It's like, literally, you see it in, like, literally within the next minute or so, there's going to be a shot of that chopping board again, and the knife's not going to be there.
And lo and behold...
I will give it one good thing, but I will give it something though. The moment when you find out Julia Stiles was kind of in on it, you do go, oh shit!
Yeah.
I did enjoy Esther on the plane, like, just going to the toilet and fucking downing that vodka and then just having that freak out.
Yeah.
Like, it's so fucking trashy. I mean, like, people have been saying, like, it's this year's Malignant. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not. like I'm not gonna say, like, this isn't one of my films of the year or anything like that, you know. But it's
But it
like,
could be in the surprises,
I almost
though.
feel like this is no,
Because it's unfilmed. Right, Bob?
unfilmed to William Brent Bell.
Yeah.
He directed Brahms The Boy too. So no. Was Brahms The Boy 2, was that like just like pre-COVID?
What in between?
Is that the one we never got to see the end of because the fire alarm?
No, that was like the relic.
No, the turning.
That was it. Yeah. No, it was in between. It was. Oh, no, it was just pre-COVID, wasn't it? Yeah. It was when COVID was happening, but nothing was closing down.
Yeah, I remember it being like January, February.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I just enjoyed it, and but at the same time, I'm not going to go, it's one of the best horror movies of the year, blah blah blah. Like, I had a good deal of fun with it, but because it's a bit shit and it kind of wrong foots. And I think Julia Stiles is really, really good casting, because I don't think she can play legitimately nice, good. Like, there's some edge to Julia Stiles.
I think that's because she's one of those people that's probably just not a very nice person.
Yeah, maybe, but it's like, you've got those kind of hints where it's like, our family, like she's talking early on and talking about like, our family's very important or something. It's like, what the fuck's that about? And then like that the kid gone. Oh yeah, exactly. And then like the kid, the lad is like a bit of a dick as well. And I like how it is just like, these are almost like Trump's people, but then you've also got the artist dad, who just seems like a pretty decent dude, and like, that doesn't connect at all. But I enjoyed Julia Stiles and the lad, and the Julia Stiles casting made way more sense to me once it's revealed like who she really is. And yeah, I say, if Orphan Second Cousin comes out, I'm here for it. William Brent Bell. You don't even have to give me credit for the idea, but if that's the next film and you're involved, I'll know.
He had a film last year, Ian, that we didn't catch.
What was it?
It's called Separation, and it stars Rupert Friend, Marnie Gummer, and Brian Cox.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sure.
The film follows a father who must take care of his daughter after his wife, who filed for divorce, suddenly dies in an accident, and the two become haunted by a mysterious entity.
Great. I hope Brian Cox is the mysterious entity.
See, the thing is, I'm going to give that a go because, yeah, it's William Brent Bell.
Yeah, Willie Brent Bell in the film, The William Brent Bell, and I'm not. The thing is, I'm not joking. The dude directed The Devil Inside, which was a film which, if I remember correctly, ended with "Go to this website if you want to learn more."
I think he did, yeah.
And it like that film, bad film, but The Boy films. I mean, The Boy genuinely wrong-footed me as to what the twist was. And then The Boy 2 genuinely foots you again by going, yeah, this is kind of what you expected the first film to be, but because the first film wasn't, you didn't expect the second film to be this.
Yeah, I think we said at the time, it's almost like they went, hang on a minute, what if we just did what everyone thought the ending of The Boy was going to be for The Boy 2?
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
And the thing is, you watch it going,
but the twist
sense.
in The Boy is... Yeah. But the twist in The Boy is also like, fuck it, what? All right, cool, let's do that then. You know, I mean, it's... I don't know, dude's a vulgar auteur. He knows what he's fucking doing, and he seems to deliver. His films seem to make some sort of money. Apparently, Orphan First Kill did all right over here this weekend, you know, and it went direct to Paramount Plus in the the US, which is a shame. But actually, I want to see how much it made over here now. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I mean, the sheer holy shit energy of the twist of the first one is very hard to capture, and I don't think it quite does that. But like I say, I think it justifies its existence. Fisherman's Friends 2 opened to 5th. I'm actually quite glad of that. I bet they were thinking like, oh, these fucking shit munchers are gonna come in for this one. Not so much.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Come on, where are you? Yeah, horror. So this is from Screen Daily. Horror sequel Orphan First Kill started well for Signature Entertainment with £434,000 from 320 sites. The first one opened to 570, so not
bad.
That far off.
Yeah.
Not that far off. So yeah, I yeah. Look, definitely not shit. I know you guys are saying shit. It's fine. I don't care. I had fun.
Good. Yeah, I'm shit.
You're not shit, babe. Love you.
Thanks for that.
The film, however, was. So.
I mean, the thing is, we're in the minority on this. I'm used to it.
I don't get it.
I'm used to it, Becky. How are you feeling now?
I'm normally I'm really forgiving of horror, and I thought this was a fucking steaming pile of shit. So I don't understand it really.
Yeah, you are one of the most forgiving of horror people I know.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And yeah, I liked the dad's weird fucking blacklight pictures and the twist, and that was it.
The problem is with the dad's weird blacklight pictures is it feels like the sort of thing that if I went round to somebody who thinks they're deep, like a house, that they'd show me this picture that they bought, and I'd be like, yeah, it's great that, and then they went, no, watch, and then they'd sort of light and get out like a black light and shine it on and go, look, it's like two pictures in one. I'd be like, did you have to get out a black light to show me that?
I still liked them.
But it's just like, so hang on a minute, to get the full effect, you have to have two different lights.
I still like them. You can shit on them all you want.
No.
Alright, well, if we take that away, then it's just a twist. And Julia Stiles' head getting splattered on the curb.
Yeah, that was quite good.
Yeah.
I like the fact that part of her head shot out of her head. I was like, alright, go on then.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
I like the thing. There's some good kills in it. There's some really fucking good kills. I might watch it again.
You'd be on your own. You
Yeah.
and your cat can watch it.
Because there's some fucking good kills in it. The gunner kill's good.
The gunner killer is good.
Yeah.
Oh, with the crossbow.
Yeah. Then she just fucking just goes for him with the
Wails
fucking
on him.
fencing sword that's broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little
I'm fucking telling
pussy
you
ass
guys.
bitch as well.
What?
Little fucking pussy ass bitch. Getting his fucking fencing sword, then putting his fencing mask on.
Yeah.
To go after something that's supposed to be the size of a 10-year-old girl, in reality is the size of either a normal person size height for...
Same height as you, Bex, I believe.
Right, so, alright, normal person size height then. And a 4-year-old, depending on where in the film you're watching. He has to wear a fucking fencing mask. Little bitch, get a grip.
She knows it's you, Gunner.
Yeah. Nah, not for me at all.
Unfilmed, dear William Brent Bell.
Definitely not shit 80%, shit 20%.
Wow. Crazy.
Unfilmed, dear William Brent Bell.
We have questions.
Questions.
Rick K, if you could only watch the films from the filmography of one person from now on, who would it be? Choice is wide open. Could be an actor, actress, director, composer, anything.
Tony Scott.
Oh, fuck. Bang.
Yeah, the fucking bag there, the bagger there, Bex.
Thanks.
Well played.
Thank you. I thought I'd get in quickly. I didn't even see the question, but it was the first thing I thought. Absolutely fucking Tony Scott.
That's a fucking good shout, that.
Thanks.
Fair fucking play.
Stop looking at the posters for inspiration.
No, I'm not. I'm. The thing is, mine is going to be Bobby De Niro.
Really?
Yeah, you've got some classic Scorsese in there, but you've also got some great De Palma in there. You've got Midnight Run for a little bit of fucking comedy and action. Yeah. So I'm going Bobby De Niro. Also, as well, I know it's like it's fashionable at the moment. Or maybe less so. It was fashionable for a while to kind of shit talk De Niro because of his output and bits like that. But I also don't think that his 90s output ever gets, the recognition that it truly deserves. It often gets talked about that, he was at his best in like the mid to late 70s and the early 80s. And then if you go back and look at at De Niro's 90s movies, it's insane.
I think it's the more recent ones, though, isn't it, that people should...
He had a weird point in the noughties, but cinema had a weird point in the noughties. But yeah, when you just look at like his choice cuts of the 90s, like Goodfellas, like Cape Fear, and Casino and Heat. But then you've also got things like Ronin, Wag the Dog, Jackie Brown, Copland, Sleepers, The Fucking Fan. So you're allowed to watch that.
Yay! We could watch that together.
A Bronx Tale, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein has its problems, but they are not De Niro. They're the fact that Branagh was too busy fucking one of his co-stars behind his wife's back.
Wow. Yeah, alright, fair enough.
Yeah, anyway, Ian, what are you thinking?
Fuck.
Has it got you a little bit, this one?
Run me through the question one more time.
You can only watch the films from the filmography of one person from now on. Who would it be?
Yeah.
Choice wide open. It can be an actor, actress, director, composer, or anything.
Who's the person who does the voice for the Wilhelm scream?
Oh dear.
Wilhelm scream. Wilhelm scream.
That person.
Let's have a look. Da-da-da-da. This series of sound effects.
Who put it together?
Let's have a look. Oh, wait. The scream is believed to be voiced by actor Sheb Woolley.
Cool. There you go. Shed Woolley.
Yeah.
Yeah, my boy.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Sheb Woolley. I mean, he was in quite a lot himself. It's just as an actor. Outlaw Josie Wales. Rio Bravo. Giant. Johnny Guitar. There you fucking go. We have more questions.
That's good times.
Alright, here's one. Dylan Black Lanterns. Scenario. You are leaving a pub and some drunks thinks you've been looking at his partner funny and offers you outside for a scrap against him and his two mates. Which two film stars or directors do you summon from the dead to assist you in this fictional tear-up? So they have to be dead, I'm taking from that.
Right, so Robert Altman, because that motherfucker was a vicious, drunk motherfucker, and I think he would have pure drunk man energy.
Yep.
So Robert Altman.
One of mine, I have taken your idea with that.
And they gotta be dead. Fuck. Oh no, I'm not going to say that person because they're not dead yet. Wow, all right, good for them. Because I was going to say Yaphet Kotto.
Yaphet Kotto is dead. He died.
Is he?
He died last year, the year before.
All right, fuck it. Yaphet Kotto and Robert Altman.
It's not like one of those things like Chris Rea, where even his family have to check every year to see if he's dead. Yaphet Kotto definitely died.
Yeah. He drives home for Christmas and they're scared shitless because they think he's a zombie.
Yeah.
But is that Chris Rea or Chris de Burgh? Fuck!
Chris Rea. You Chris Rea, yeah.
Oh, yes!
You're right.
Is the bird dead?
No, Christopher, no, he's still alive as well. He's the Spaceman Christmas one, isn't he? The Space Alien Christmas one. A spaceman comes for Christmas. Christopher.
What the fuck are you
Not an
talking
alien.
about?
The
that comes to
spaceman
Christmas.
comes to Christmas.
A
Yeah,
spaceman.
isn't he just the guy that sings Lady in Red?
A spaceman comes for Christmas. Spaceman came calling. It's Christopher's song about in Christmas.
Wow. Bruce and Brandon Lee.
A spaceman came
Shit,
travelling.
you've stolen one of mine!
It's what?
Who?
You stole Brandon Lee from me.
I've got Bruce and Brandon. It's
You've
quite
got Bruce
the same
and
thing.
Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
Well played.
Fuck, alright.
Thank you.
God damn it, that's good.
I reckon they'll bounce off each other quite well.
Right, I'm seeing if my other one. I have one.
You can still have Brandon Lee.
No, I can't. It goes against the whole rules of what I'm thinking. No, that's not the guy I'm thinking of. Give me 2 seconds.
Cat.
Right. I am having as mine. He is dead. I'm having Robert Dazar. Or Zadar, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Right? That's my... it was between him and Andre the Giant, but I just think Andre the Giant would have been looking at this guy's girl. So I didn't go for him. But I'm running with Ian's idea of having a director as well, and one that liked to drink on a scrap.
Right.
So, I'm going Sam Peckinpah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
The thing is, right, I think yours would do better, Becky, than mine and Ian's.
Yeah.
For these reasons.
I wouldn't even participate. I'd just let them fight.
Right? Neither of those two people drank.
Okay.
So they'd be alright. Ours, me and Ian took, were very heavy drinkers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But if it was when you were leaving the pub, they'd probably just be pissed.
Yeah. It would be fun.
Okay.
Can I also point out the fact is that, Becky, were you looking at this person's wife or partner?
Me, no.
Were you not? Ian, were you?
He's too busy thinking about Isabel Furman. Having a wank.
That's not nice.
Ian, were you looking at this gentleman's girl?
Just move on. Just move
Were you
on.
happy?
Yeah, probably was.
Yeah.
I think that's all my questions.
I mean,
Good questions, actually, though.
Really good questions, though.
They were good. They were good questions. That's the thing, and it's. But I am a little bit hung up on the Isabel Furman thing because it's. It's how Isabel Furman looks normally, as opposed to how she looks in Orphan. I want to be so fucking clear on that.
It's alright, she just looks like a normal adult human female in real life, Ian. You don't feel bad.
No, exactly. I just,
I feel like you're torturing
I
yourself.
kind of feel like
over
there's
it.
been a. Yeah, no, I kind of am, and I kind of feel like I'm not going to live it down. Because the more I talk about it, the worse it is. So I think I'm probably just going to move on. So, what have we got next week? I have been a little bit distracted because I've just discovered that the Showcase by me are playing Clerks 3. and that's very exciting. So there we are. So next week, Beast. We're going to watch Idris Elba and a girl who is not his daughter because he refused to cast her. Because she isn't good in Beast.
She didn't get the film because she wasn't very good in the audition. And so she was angry with him.
Wow.
I've got to say, I do respect Idris Elba more for that. Like, that's some fucking hard non-nepotism right there.
It's like reverse nepotism.
So, yeah. I mean, I think it's fucking brilliant. Good on
you can
him.
imagine going, why didn't I get it? And him going, because you weren't very good.
That's great. So we've got that, and we've got Samaritan, and we're gonna do the modern Planet of the Apes trilogy.
Because why not?
I do have a slight question. Do we do that for the patrons?
We've still got, what is it for the patrons to do, haven't we? That's a lot to watch.
Yeah, we do. No, but we could push that another week.
Yeah, we could do actually. Yeah. Yeah, I think we do that.
We all just really try to avoid watching The Wicker Man for some reason.
No, we'll watch Wicker Man next week. We'll
No,
push the Planet of the Apes movies to the following week, and then we'll do our new marathon after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I reckon it's a good.
Oh, all right. So get effed, then Planet of the Apes, then the new marathon.
Yeah.
Which we've not decided.
Fuck it.
Yeah, we have.
Fine.
Are we doing that?
Yeah, we're doing that.
Okay.
That is what you just said, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cool. We're gonna do that then. Right. What a fucking catastrophe this has all been. Apparently, I'm off to go look at pictures of Isabel Furman. I don't know. Yeah, and bye, Mark.
Just don't Google specifically Isabel Furman adult. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Because I think you might get some different content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But also specifically
buybacks.
don't Google Isabel Furman child, because that would also come up as a flag.
This has got to places, and I'm nothing to do with this. Once.
Love you, Ian. Bye.
Bye. I just feel like I'm not going to mention Isabel Furman ever or think about her until the next Isabel Furman film comes out.
Sounds fair.
Is she going to be in that Hunger Games one? She was in the Hunger Games, wasn't she?
It's a prequel, isn't it?
Is it? It's a prequel. She loves a fucking prequel.
Yeah.
She's done one.
Hunger Games First Kill.
All right, bye, Mark.
Bye.
But I apologise.
That got so weird.
And it was all my fault.
It's usually you.
It is usually me, yeah.
It is.